Hey, what's happening, Wargamers? Leland here with another video here. Just going to be trying something new with this format. I kind of pulled a couple of you out there on social media to see what you guys would think about this. But I figured I wanted to try something new where basically I put together a couple army lists for an upcoming event. It's just a 750 point patrol event. So no real bells or whistles, no real room to do that. Capped at no more than one unit at a power level 11, so it keeps some of the bigger, meaner units off the table and whatnot. So I figured what I would do is I put together two lists that I'm thinking about running for it, and I would put it out there, see what everyone who's viewing this video and who follows along with me thinks about it. And just go from there and just see how this kind of works for content. So just a little bit of background on the event itself. As I said, it's 750 points. It's kind of designed to be a little bit more of a friendly event, so not hyper competitive. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as I explain what I've chosen for my list and what I'm going to be using. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying to bring a list that can't win or doesn't have some teeth. One of the big things about it is that the mission pack that has come out for it is very heavily objective based, with quite a few missions awarding victory points for every turn a unit is holding an objective, as opposed to just scoring it at the end of a turn or when a particular objective is pulled. So that's going to be very important, having a little bit of staying power with the units. And considering I'm running Grey Knights, that is always something that's a little bit tricky, because more often than not, Grey Knights are very much outnumbered with forces. And if they get stuck in combat, maybe they can last, but they can very easily be shot off the table. So I've tinkered around with two lists, one that has a little bit more staying power, one that hits a little bit harder, I think. But I'm going to share both of them with you, and yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit of discussion going. So, with all that being said, let's go take a look at the army lists. So here is the first list I'm playing around with, and it caps out at 740 points. No one unit is more than power level 11, so I definitely have some... well, I'm definitely within the threshold. I would say this is the punchier of the two lists. But what I'm rocking right now is, for my HQ, I am running Grandmaster Voldis. And he's in there to sort of be my Swiss Army knife. Give him things like Sanctuary and Vortex of Doom and Astral Aim or Hammerhand, or just something. I haven't quite decided. Maybe even just Gate of Infinity. And the whole idea is that he's going to come in, he's going to bolster a unit that Deep Strike's in around with him, and basically sort of trying to attract as much fire as possible. And then if he survives, which hopefully he will, be able to dish some definite pain out. He's also going to be, I guess, my distraction Carnifex. Like, he's going to be tough, he's going to be hard to remove, and he's going to have a lot of utility, but I kind of want people focusing on him as opposed to all my other units, which you can see here are all the troops. So it's running 3 squads of 5 Strike Squad Marines, Power Armor Grey Knights. All of them are going to be with falchions. Unfortunately, I haven't quite converted everything over yet, so there is one unit there that's still running the halberds. But nothing special with them. And in this case, I'm thinking what they're going to be loaded out with is just their Stormbolters, falchions, and probably something along the lines of Gate of Infinity or Sanctuary or something. But their whole purpose is to basically gate in, take out a key target or two, and hopefully sit on an objective and hold it for a little while. So definitely going to rely on their smite to try and get a couple key wounds through, and their Stormbolter firepower to sort of mop up the rest. But very few numbers. And then I have the Nemesis Dread Knight here, and he's going to be geared out with a heavy incinerator, heavy silencer, and I'm going to give him the Great Sword. And his whole purpose is going to be come down, hold a key objective, or take out a key unit, and basically just cause a lot of problems in the opponent's backfield. So that is list number 1. So like I said, 740 points. There's no one single unit with a power level of more than 11. So that's the first idea. So let's go take a look at the second list. So for the second list, this one is much closer to the 750 points, clocking in at 747 points. I took out things like I took out Voldus and I took out the Nemesis Dread Knight as well as one unit of the Strike Squads. Instead, with this unit, I would be running a Brotherhood Champion as my warlord here, running first to the fray, as well as giving him the Fury of Demos relic, so he'd get the 3 Stormbolter shots. I think it's rapid fire as well, but with the -1 AP and the 1 damage. So he would be the first thing that I made a change to. In addition, I'd probably spend the 1 command point to allow him to teleport in. I'm still running 2 strike squads, so same as before. So all falchions and a power to be determined. Again, once again, I'm thinking something like Gate of Infinity. And same deal. They're going to come down. They're going to pop onto an objective, and hopefully hold it, and then use Gate of Infinity throughout the course of the game to maybe take a different objective. Now, some things that I've changed. I have the 2 Razorbacks, and they're both going to be rocking the twin assault cannons, and their whole purpose is to maybe sit on an objective in my own deployment zone, or to really focus in on big troop units, just trying to whittle down their numbers a little bit. I don't expect that they're going to be moving around a lot, but I am essentially going to be using them like a fire base. So hopefully they'll be able to take out some targets early on and provide a nice tough unit to that can soak up a little bit of fire. And then as sort of my shock troops, I'd be running a unit of 3 paladins. Again, with either falchions or halberds. I haven't really decided. I might do the falchions just to give them the extra attack so they can run into a big unit of stuff. And as far as the psychic power goes, these guys would probably be rocking Sanctuary just to keep them alive a little bit longer against anything with a high AP value. So the whole idea with this one is take and hold a couple objectives and hope that my paladins and firebase can take out the enemy units, the enemy threats. Obviously, one of the lists is a little bit punchier than the other in terms of wanting to get into close combat. One is a little bit more shooty. This one's definitely a little bit more shooty, considering that I've supplemented the heavy incinerator and the silencer, which is, D6 hits and 12 shots for 2 twin assault cannons, which are rocking the 12 shots each. As well as getting, but then also sacrificing 5 Stormbolters for 3 instead. So I do, the shots are a little bit more of a trade-off, but I have a couple more high-quality shots with the assault cannons, and some more stuff that I can take advantage of with stratagems, like maybe increasing the ammunition strength by 5 and giving an minus AP to it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I have to admit, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Dread Knight with Voldus, just because I don't have to spend a command point to bring Voldus in on Deep Strike, whereas I would have to with the Brotherhood Champion, or I'd have to put him in one of the Razorbacks and gate him around a little bit in there. I'm also looking at that one a little bit more because I feel that a named character as well as a Dread Knight just kind of has that... it has that oh no factor to it, where people really feel like they need to take it out or want to capitalize on killing them. And Voldus is probably a little bit more survivable than the Brotherhood Champion is, at least outside of combat. So those are the 2 lists that I'm looking at. As far as command point usage, I mean, that's going to be a very fluid thing, changing depending on what the situation calls for. But I am definitely interested in hearing your thoughts below. So definitely leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Tell me if you have any thoughts and whatnot. And like I said, this is supposed to be a little bit more of a friendly event. So keep that in mind if you start suggesting the really competitive units, like another Dread Knight or something like that, or maxing out more paladins. These are all things that obviously I'm aware of, but I'm trying to keep a little bit more to the spirit of the event, which is actually one reason why I'm not running my Sisters of Battle with Celestine, because she is just mean at that low of points. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the little bell to be notified of whenever new content comes out. As always, thank you very much for watching. It is for you guys that I like to make this content, as well as it keeps me sane. And hopefully we see you guys around some more. And as always, happy wargaming.